Right, so we promise, guys, this is not a crazy long 100 or 50 list of the decade. Like,
these are easy topics, but even I'm getting sick of these.
Yeah, but this one, as soon as I saw it, I was like, God damn it, Jim. But then I
It's short. It's short.
So from WashingtonPost.com, they listed the most influential games of the decade. And although I didn't count it, I'm pretty sure it's 10.
It's around that, yeah.
And we'll just go through, this...
It goes basically year by year, but it kind of cuts off to...
Yeah, it's not necessarily year by year.
Every single year. Yeah.
But what I like about this list, before we go into it, is the fact that it just is a super broad, and it captures a lot of things Jim and I said during all those lists. Like, there's some games you can't put on best game ever because they're really not the best game, but they introduced a gaming moment or a gaming this or gaming that. This list captures it pretty goddamn well. So we'll start with 2010, Amnesia: The Dark Descent. Definitely survival horror, had its whole root in Resident Evil. There was a big hiatus because they dicked around, and so did Silent Hill with the formulas, and they were on a decline, and there was other things on PlayStation especially, but Amnesia: Dark Descent, holy shit, the first-person survival horror, it set the tone. It made you less about combat. It made it more about you're seeing things that aren't really there. It was a great game, and I love that that's on this list.
Yep. And after that, another 2010 one, Minecraft. That was like the first official release, even though it's been around since 2009 in like different various beta forms. So,
yeah.
But I mean, it's fucking Minecraft. What more are you going to say at this point about it?
Minecraft, honestly,
it's still like even people like PewDiePie in this day and age can still like go back to Minecraft and be like a Minecraft streamer, and people just show up and buy the boatload for it.
And it doesn't matter how old you are; it's virtual Legos and world. Like I honestly, it might be controversial. I still say if you ever make a list of the most important games or crazy games of ever,
I'd say Minecraft's the top 10.
It's got to be. I'd say it's got to be top 3, just because like of what it represents, and it changed away the number of people. Culture. Well, people. That game was definitively the game that people watch other people just play it.
Minecraft's almost like the Super Mario Brothers of like the 2010s, or of like this day and age.
Exactly.
Like I can't tell you what. Like I mean, I know Fortnite's the hot shit right now, but I can't think in terms of like pure like cultural and just like being like just changing the game basically. What Minecraft did.
It didn't. It didn't spray them.
Didn't spray. All right. So before we actually move on, single track. What did you think?
It was good.
It was good. It was smooth. I don't know how much. You know what? I like that for just like a standard pale ale, not even like an IPA. Like it still had a good full like mouthfeel to it.
It was plenty hoppy.
It was hoppy. It didn't have like a strong. It didn't have an overly strong like grab the back of your throat aftertaste with the hops and anything like that.
Yeah. No.
But very smooth drinking beer.
No, I like it. I like it was a bit more malty than most pale ales. So.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck.
The translation of that was probably give me a Blood Like Platinum.
All right. 2011, Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, the genre that created, the style game.
But actually, Demon Souls created the genre.
Yeah, but nobody played that. There's a reason for this list. Jim, I'm skipping you just so I can say this. 2011.
Of course. Finally, right, you have your moment here.
Fucking Skyrim.
You finally have your moment.
There's nothing for me to say. Skyrim. Yes, Skyrim, the game that is still widely played on every modern system and remade for a goddamn reason. Best RPG of all time. Suck a dick, Jim.
I don't even like RPGs. I don't give a shit.
I know. I'm just... You know,
Jesus.
I just gotta say it.
Number 12, Candy Crush Saga.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the most addictive mobile games ever made. Still relevant as hell today.
Of the 9...
I know people who are on like level like 10,000 in that shit.
Yeah,
like,
of the mobile games, that... Oh, man. I may get some heat for this.
And then you talk about how it has the freemium model where it's like free to play, but you can buy the more shit they have, blah, 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 blah.
But this game, truly, age and gender did not matter because, not saying there's not a lot of gamer girls out there. There are. But people who had zero interest in games, and especially girls, were playing the shit out of Candy Crush, and obsessively at that.
Holy shit. By 2017, it was downloaded by a third of the human race. It was downloaded 2.7 billion times.
There you go. So, Yeah,
wow.
that has to be on there.
Wow.
2012, a game I've mentioned many times, The Walking Dead Season 1.
Arguably the one people like the most, too, story-wise and all that.
Yeah.
The one that really made the impact.
I mean, this is point-and-click games were all
they were
completely dead. Telltale, they had The Wolf Among Us, which I loved, but The Walking Dead really, it had that perfect storm of the show was at its highest peak at that time, plus this goddamn... Telltale was like really getting in their groove with how to make the mechanics of the game work, and just the story of that fucking. If you don't tear up a little bit, you're just there's something wrong with you, you know. So
I didn't cry. I also didn't play it.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're not allowed to play good games. You play games like Flower.
I love Flower. You can cry at Flower.
Of course you do, Jim. That's that CTE talking.
Right, you can bring color back to the world.
Let's go. What's the next one, Jim?
2014, Destiny. Kind of surprising to see it on here, but there have been a lot of looter shooters that have come out since. So this was like the first one to really bring it to the forefront.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew people who were obsessed with this game when it first came out. And I guess it still has a strong enough fan base. It's not one that like our group of friends, whether like in real life or online, like ever really got into it that much.
No.
But I know it has its hardcore things. And it's where games like Apex Legends and Anthem also came from and shit like that. So it definitely had its impact. I don't know if it was the most impactful, but the first one definitely left a mark.
All I'll say is, to me, this is the weakest entry on this list.
I can go with that.
2015, The Witcher 3, yes.
We have a TV show now.
I mean, it is the best pure action game of the decade. So, yes, it should be on there.
Action RPG.
Jim, I'm just saying action. Shut
RPG.
the fuck up.
Western RPG. Some would say better than Skyrim. I don't know. I don't want to play.
It's too different from Skyrim for me to compare, Jim.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played it.
One's a pure RPG, one's not. Because the character's already rendered for you, so how's it really RPG?
Yeah. Because you're role-playing as the role.
Yeah, but you're...
taking baths.
But then Super Mario is an RPG because you're role-playing as Super Mario.
2016, Pokemon Go. I mean, what more can you say about Pokemon Go?
Yeah, when I first saw Candy Crush, I was like, all right, they better have Pokemon Go because the mobile game that got people fucking outside and going to parks more often.
I will still say, like, one of the best months of gaming ever was that, like, first 2 months of Pokemon game was out. Like, just the way people were, like, walking around and just interacting with each other.
Yeah, and
like,
you would see...
Like, since the days of cell phones, no one has ever, like, talked to each other or,
Yep.
like, met new people as much as when Pokemon Go first came out.
And I'll never forget, you go into parks, you see another dude head down with a phone in his hand, and you just say something to that effect. Like, oh, you're trying to catch the da-da-da-da-da. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, like, it's still not what it was, but, like, there are still signs at cemeteries and, like, you know, municipal buildings and government buildings saying, not a Pokemon Go stop, do not come in. Yeah. Do not trespass.
Exactly. And the final entry coming in at 2017 is Fortnite. Jim and I have said we prefer PUBG. I even think Blackout mode on Call of Duty Blackout 4 is better, but I get it. The popularity is undeniable. It's available on phones, on Switch. It's a phenomenon when it comes to that style of game, so it has to be on here.
And how accessible it is and stuff like that. Yeah. So, you know, what more can you say about Fortnite at this point? A lot of people hate it, but it's the most popular game in the world right now for a reason.
Yeah, and here's my deal. As I said, I'm not strongly against any game on this list. They all make sense. Could other games be on here? Maybe, but these games make the most sense because you don't want to throw Breath of the Wild or Super Mario or like any of those games because they're just kind of reskins of older style of the same game.
I'm kind of surprised like if like a Five Nights at Freddy's didn't make it. Because like at this point it's old hat, like obviously, but for a couple years it was the game to like.
But if you were gonna do that, you would have to put Slender because that led to Five Nights.
Yeah, I guess you could do that.
So, but yeah, no, I really liked this list, so it was good. Probably the last list we'll touch for a while from decades of games. But yeah, let us know what you think of that below, guys.